Hello, Bobby Adelson Jr., and I'm here at the Jamaica Conference Center. Behind me, the Jamaica Creative Career Expo is going on, presented by the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment, and Sport. At this expo, they're going to have many speakers that are going to be talking about careers in the creative industries. And the whole point is to show young people, high school students and university students, that there are career paths for them if they're passionate about their creative pursuits. The U.S. Embassy was happy to sponsor Dr. Miles Davis. He is the president of the University of Linfield in Oregon, and I'm going to go catch up with him right now. So, first question is, give us a little bit of background about yourself, and what are you hoping to share?
First of all, let's be clear. I came from inner city Philadelphia in the States, so I did not grow up very privileged, but education was transformative. And I've been fortunate enough to be connected to a lot of people in the entertainment industry. So I've gotten to understand the business of entertainment. In fact, Bobby, a bit of trivia for you that you may not know, and a lot of people who are watching may not know, is my first career aspiration was to be an entertainment lawyer.
And how did that go for you?
I did not do it.
Well, you've had a very storied career otherwise. So in Jamaica, obviously culture is everything here. So February is Black History Month, but in Jamaica it's also, they're celebrating Reggae Month. And Jamaicans, of course, music, other creative industries, but in terms of young people that are looking to monetize their careers, what is something that you think is good for them to know here that can help them, monetize it and take their hobby or their passion and make it a career?
So, Bobby, let me start with saying this first. That Black History Month, Reggae History Month, this is world history.
Correct.
Because what has happened among people who we've come to call Black and the music that we've come to call reggae influences the world. So it needs to be more than just a month. That's another conversation. But the reality of it is, in order to monetize, you have to understand the business aspect of what you're doing. What is it that you are offering to people that makes them want to pay to see what you're offering? Right. No matter whether it's jewelry, because we have Mateo here with us today, or whether it's Marcus James, who is acting in one of my favorite shows of all time, Game of Thrones, or if you're dancing, or you're American Ballet Theater, or Jamaican Ballet Theater. What the students of Jamaica, or the creatives of Jamaica, need to understand, besides their creative talents, what are the business aspects of the industries that they're in. They need to understand the contracts that they sign, the promotions that they engage with, and the deals in which they do, so that they, at the end of the day, have some money left, right? Because you can spend all your money paying other people to do things for you, and you're the last one that's paid, and you have nothing, but everybody else is getting rich off of your talent.
Absolutely. And so, other than folks who are coming up and make it big when they're younger, do you think that young people should go get a degree, higher education, or should they think about? I mean, you're a president at a university, and so what are those career paths like, and why would one want to go into higher education if they're like, hey, I can just be on Game of Thrones right now?
So here's what's really interesting. Everyone that I know that has become successful in the entertainment and creative industry has a foundation in education. So whether we're talking about Marcus James on Game of Thrones, he went to university. Whether we're talking about great dancers like Debbie Allen, she went to university. Alicia Rashad went to university. Viola Davis, who just became an EGOT, went to university, because they have to get both the discipline and the focus as well as the creative aspects in order to make this happen for them and have, most importantly, a sustainable career, not just 15 minutes of fame.
Tell us what an EGOT is.
We earn an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony. It's an elite group of people who own all four of those things. If you look at who has won those things, every person that I can think of off the top of my head, and I could be wrong because I can't think of everybody, has had a foundation in education in order to make that happen.
So EGOT, for example, this is someone who's going to be well-rounded and able to do many different things. Do you think that young people should try to specialize, or do you think they should try to be good at a lot of different things?
I think that you have to understand what it is that offers you, and this is the business side of me talking now. What offers you competitive advantage means what comes easy to you that is difficult to others. Right? So some of us are natural performers. Some of us are naturally creative. I could not do it. Mateo, who designs jewelry for famous people, he comes up with these ideals. He probably can do other things. And everyone that I can think of that's also in entertainment can do multiple things. But there is something that they do better than the rest. And so whether you dance better, whether you design better, or whether you have an eye for lighting. You know, our amazing person who is recording this has to take into consideration the lighting in the background. If you can see that, that might be a career you follow. Even as it is important to understand all the components to that business.
So I'm going to ask you some rapid fire questions.
I'll give you rapid fire answers.
Okay, who's your favorite author?
My favorite author right now is Octavia Butler.
Okay.
Prominent black woman who wrote science fiction. She passed away a few years ago. Followed closely by N.K. Jemisin. I love to read. I love science fiction. So they're my favorite two authors right now.
Awesome. What historical figure do you look up to the most?
Oh my gosh, W.B. Du Bois. Because he was a great thinker and did amazing things with both his thinking and his actions. He was an amazing person.
What would you be doing if you weren't a university president right now?
What I want to do that I have no talent to do is to be a performer.
What's your performer? What do you do right now in front of your family? What are you great at in front of your kids?
Being silly.
All right, fantastic. Are you going to be watching the Super Bowl?
Oh, I'm from Philadelphia, man.
Okay, so
Philadelphia's playing.
Is Philadelphia as good as the Wildcats in their 66 consecutive years of winning seasons?
See, I love you, man. You know the record. So both Philadelphia Eagles, and Linfield Wildcats both had undefeated seasons for the most part this year. Our football team went totally undefeated during regular season. Of course, Philadelphia only lost 2 games.
All right, so final thing, talk to our viewers at home. Tell the folks at home who are thinking about a career in a creative industry what they should be doing and maybe any sort of inspiration and how they can achieve that. Okay.
Let's be clear. The difference between a career and a job is longevity. What is it that you're willing to put in to make this flourish into something more? So in order to have longevity, you have to learn the skills of your particular trade. You don't get to work at the U.S. Embassy and be a public affairs officer without understanding the components of public affairs. You don't get to be a great singer without understanding vocal performance. Or an artist, you have to study not just your art, but all forms of art to understand your influences. So the first thing that you have to do is to be a student of your art. Then as you're a student of the art, be a student of the business of your art. Understand what has allowed others to be successful in that particular area. Because quite frankly, there are pathways to make this happen. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Study what has made others successful, and you too have the opportunity to be successful.
Well, Dr. Miles Davis, thank you so much for joining us today.
No, it is my pleasure. And I want to encourage people to be a part of the Jamaica Career Expo or the amazing cultural heritage that indeed is Jamaica.
Well, we're going to be looking forward to seeing what you and the others have to say at the Jamaica Creative Career Expo. Thank you all for joining us today. This was the Star Spangled Sit Down, and we'll see you next time.